Now we got Carrie and then Allison. Hi, Carrie.
Hi,
Hi.
hi, Zan. It's interesting. I had a closing when you were talking about. I mean, over the course of your before you were coaching today, talking about relationships and men and women and all that. And the closing was my thought was, God, if I'd only been doing this work with Zen earlier in my marriage, I wouldn't have had to divorce my husband. So anyway, I'm
And
divorcing
that
my.
closed you.
It closed me.
So
So
maybe so that's not true.
it's not
Yeah.
true. It's not true. Yeah. So I was closed and had many closings for 8 years, and then I um, was in California and had this complete opening. Like I do need to leave. I do need to leave.
Hmm.
So that was last August, and now um, we're we're divorcing, and I've been struggling with. So just to make a long story short, I don't have much income because I have long COVID. I can't work in my job as a nurse anymore, and I'm not completely healed. I'm getting there, but I'm really really short on funds, um, and and there's a roof loan for the roof on our house,
Hmm.
which is now his house, that is in my name because his credit score wasn't good enough to take a loan out. So I did.
Okay.
And um, so he's still paying it, but in the last 6 months, his payments have been returned for lack of funds 3 times. And um, I'm completely open. I have opened to knowing that I need to do something to to try to get out of that loan or get it paid off or something,
Okay.
because
What's the amount?
it's $10,000.
Okay.
Yeah. And I spoke with them um and said, is there a way that we can, transfer the loan to his name? They said no. um so I'm just wondering, a friend of mine who's also on this program said, ask Zen. So I'm asking you if you know anything about how I could work with this.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the monthly payment on it?
It's $137
Okay.
or 167 or something like that. It's
So
less than.
that's totally doable. So what happened in the divorce with the house?
Well, the divorce isn't finished yet.
Okay.
Um, I'm not on the. We were married for 8 years. I live in Oregon, which is a non-community state for houses. I don't get half the value of the house. I should be getting half the value of how much the house increased in
While you're
value
together.
over the 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you, I know you don't have a lot, but $167 is not enough to ruin your credit over. So you should be paying it yourself. Okay. Now I want you to sit with that for a second because it's in the closing where we think we can't do something. That means
Mhm.
it's not true. It's not true, right?
Okay.
And as soon as we decide something like that, that we can't do it, we can't.
Well, I don't fucking want to do it
I
because it's
know,
his
but
roof.
hold on. See, feel that. Yeah, feel
I
that.
know.
Right? Feel all that. Yeah.
Sorry for
So
my language.
that's okay. It's okay. But here's the deal. It's
Okay.
your credit.
I know. And
Okay.
I've
And
I've
so,
got to protect it.
yeah, and it's not that much money. Thank God it's not $800 a month.
Right.
Okay. It is a doable amount. Okay. So the key is get yourself paying that off and keep track of it and
Okay.
come up with an agreement that that additional money, when the house sells, will come back to you.
Okay. I'm just
That
taking a note. I'm just taking a
you're
note.
gonna, and you got to check your own openings, right? But that I would say, look, you're not making this, my credit's getting hurt. I appreciate that you have tried and you have not had the funds. You have tried to make the payments and you haven't had the funds, and it's tough on both of us right now. I'm gonna figure out exactly as much as you could kick in to help me with this payment each month. That would be great. If you can do 50 bucks, if you can do 60 bucks, I need whatever you can give me. I'm going to make this so I don't hurt my credit. It won't do us any good to have my credit destroyed from this. And you make those payments.
Okay.
Okay. Then what I would say is you say, look, can we have a quick little writing email that says that since I'm paying off this roof, that money comes back to me, whatever I put in, since you're in the house.
So it would be like
And
an email agreement.
yeah,
Is
just
that
something simple. It's just something simple. So that way you give it to your attorney and put it in with the divorce, like, so it's just funds that need to be taken out of the amount and you get paid back. Okay. So that helps, right? Then the other
yeah,
thing is don't let long COVID be an excuse for you not to make money.
yeah. I am working. It's just part-time.
Great. But there's all kinds of ways money could come to you. Magic money happens all the time.
Mm,
It doesn't have to come from your labor.
okay.
You'd be shocked. Open yourself up to magic money. Open yourself up to someone giving you $500. Open yourself up to all of a sudden you stumble across this book and you're like, wow, this book is really rare and I didn't even know it. There's 1,500 bucks. Like, I don't know. I had this great, I love this story. So there's this guy, I wish I collect these stories and I don't know that I'm going to use them in the future and I don't like grab them to find proof of it. But there was this guy, you could probably look it up. I think it was an emerald or a ruby, but he was a rock hound and he had a ranch and he would go out to different on vacation and he'd pick up rocks in different places all over the country. And he got this big giant rock and he brought it home and he never cut it open and he used it as a doorstop in his barn. Okay. And
I know where
so
you're going with this.
and he the whole time is sitting there and he kicked it and he moved it around with his foot and all that. And then finally one day he's super old and he's like, I wonder what's in that damn rock. And he opens up the rock. It was like the largest ruby or emerald that was perfect ever found. It was worth millions of dollars. And he had this whole time for like 20 years, he'd been using it and kicking it between his door just to hold his damn door open for the whole time. So I was like, man, this was years ago when I was going through the business stuff. It's like, and I wasn't getting paid. I was a CEO, but all the money was going back into the business to pay off the debt and all that. I was like, dang it. I want a doorstop. I know. And I was like, I know I have a doorstop around me somewhere. And I had an old URL, CNP. It's very hard to find 3-letter URLs because back in the day they went like that. Okay. B of A, right? So it's
Right.
that kind of thing, right? It's like, IMG. It's like it's the letters of companies. So I went and did a search for CNP and I found California Natural Products and they paid me $20,000 for that URL and it kept me going for 4 months
Wow.
financially. That
Uh-huh.
was one of my, and I have called forth the doorstop money so many times in my life. It has to open you. Okay.
Right.
But there's plenty of ways that money can come to you. You'd be shocked. I know a woman who was I don't know any of this stuff because I'm just not that way, but she was in a secondhand store and found a Chanel bag and sold it for $28,000 online. She buffed it up and cleaned it up and she found it in a she's like, this can't be. This is a Chanel bag. It's a vintage 1968 Chanel bag. And she just put it online at auction, got this tons of money, and she bought it for like $8.
Wow.
Okay, so stop limiting your mindset.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and just
And
FYI, just FYI, this issue of money and what's the word? The thinking that I will never have enough money, that I'm always going to struggle. That's one of my stress themes, I think, because
okay,
I've always had it. And growing up, I watched my mom struggle and cry when she was trying to pay the bills. I think that's where it comes from. But
of course, it all comes
so,
from our childhood,
yeah,
you know the prompt for that.
well, I'm closed, and what I'm thinking is either not true or not going to happen.
The prompt is I always have what I need before I need it. Say it right now.
Oh, oh, I always have what I need before I need it.
Feel it.
But
Feel it. It's in
Uh,
the feeling that the brain changes. You have
right.
to let you have
It's
to
it's it's just it's like I still
look
don't
at the
I just
resistance. I know. Look at the
I still
resistance
don't
to
believe
eat.
it.
I know, but look at the resistance. That's a
Yeah.
choice. That's a choice. You won't even say it
Okay.
and feel it.
Okay. I always have what I need before I need it. Is that what the prompt is?
Say it again. Close your eyes. Say it. Hold it in your head. I always have what I need before I need it.
I always have what I need before I need it.
Do
Okay.
you feel the shift?
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Right. And I'm feeling open, and so
You're
I know that it's true.
it's true. And now that actual moment just started to shift the awareness to that instead of what your mother instilled in you. That's the moment of the new neural pathway. So is
Okay.
you have to do it over and over. These neural pathways didn't get built from you seeing your
Right.
mom cry one time. So every time you're at the gas station and you go, $85. Ugh, I always have what I need before I need it. I'm not going there. I'm not going to do that
Right.
because I just, I always have what I need before I need it.
Okay.
And you go on to and you the unexpected bill comes in and you look at it. I always have what I need before I need it. What will happen? And you take the time for the opening. That's the
Oh.
key.
Oh, right.
It's not
That's
some
okay.
false thought. You actually have to do the body awareness piece because that's what reprograms the neural pathways.
Okay. So when I know that I'm closed about believing, or the thought is that I'm not ever going to have what I need, then the what did
Did
you call it?
I always the
The
prompt?
the prompt is I always have what I need before I need it.
Yes.
Okay,
And
and then I need to find my openings around it, and
you
that's
feel
what
it.
I.
Feel it. Just feel the opening for that from that one prompt. And if you actually go back and you look at your life, and this is something that you could do if you want to reinforce it to do the extra work. You don't have to, but if you want to, you have always had what you needed before you needed it.
More or
Are you?
less.
Yeah. Now you may not have had there may be something that you really wanted that you didn't get, but that doesn't mean that you haven't had what you needed before you need it.
Right. I mean, I've never ended up on the street.
No. And you're dressed and you have food and your
Mm-hmm.
skin looks beautiful. I can tell you're not dying, you've got, and overall the people in your life are good.
Mm-hmm.
And as you actually go through, it's not even just finances. There's other things you're getting that you need every day that before you need them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually start saying that, you're going to start noticing, huh, very interesting. This whole thing just came in and now I need that over here. Someone gave me that last year and now I need it over there. I already had that. It's in my garage. I know where that is.
Right.
And then you'll start noticing that you become somebody that has something, somebody will be like, God, I really need this thing and I don't have it. And I just, oh, you know what? I have one. I don't even want it. You can have it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see, because when we're focused on not having what we need, being afraid of not
Yeah.
having it,
Yeah.
that's all we can see is the fear of not having it. But
It's
when you
true.
start expanding it into, I always have what I need before I need it, all of a sudden you're going to start noticing it's everywhere. It's the reality of this world. When we open ourselves to the experience of it,
Okay.
it's wild. It gets really crazy wild. I mean, okay, I bought a car and I didn't need it. I opened, my friend was selling a car on like Instagram. She's like, I'm going to South America and I'm getting rid of my car. And it was a super cute car and I didn't need it. But I was like, ooh, I wish I had a need for that. I would buy it. And I opened like I was supposed to buy it. I bought the car. Felt like a nut job. I don't have 20 grand to just spend on nothing. I thought, okay, well, maybe the kid that's our guardian, that we were guardianship of, she's going to drive it. And my car started burning oil bad, like a quart a week. So I take it to the dealership and they're like, you need a new engine. But here's the interesting thing. My husband, I was like, my husband was flying down to pick up the new car in California. And on the way to the airport, he dropped off the Audi and took their shuttle to the airport, went down and picked up the car and drove back up to us in Idaho. And then they told me that I needed a new engine. It took 4 months to get that engine. I had no car for 4 months. Nope, not true. Because my husband and I had bought a car that we didn't need for no
Yeah.
reason at all because I opened.
Uh-huh.
Then the Audi came back, my car, and our Tahoe broke down. And we still needed that dang car. And tomorrow we're picking up that Tahoe and getting fixed. The whole dash component,
Tomorrow.
all the stuff went out. Tomorrow we're picking it up. We got this car a year ago, and in that year we've needed it the whole time.
That's amazing. I love it.
So you're
Yeah.
gonna know, yeah. So stay with that one, okay? And you'll see the proof of it if you let yourself.
Okay.
Don't hang on to don't fight for your closings. Yeah, but
O-
it's really, I can't stop thinking this. Yes, you can. You can,
Okay.
and you
Okay.
will.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay, good. And
right.
remember, find your doorstop, magic money. You're going to be fine. Take over that bill and stop thinking. Don't be mad about it. Be happy that it's so
Yeah.
little and that you can totally
Yeah.
do it and your credit's fine and it's a gift for him and it's all going to work out because it's like tithing into the future. You're being a kind, loving, beautiful woman and it's all going to work out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Zen.
You're welcome.